She is the only female tyrant in history who ordered the massacre of an entire city. Born as the daughter of a slave, it took her only 5 years to sweep across the entire continent, completely lifted the curse of a different race, achieving equality for all people, free from discrimination. But no one knew that this was Arsinoe's 4th life. During the Queen's grand coronation ceremony, someone unexpectedly proposed to her in public. The man looked shy and bashful. Anyone who saw it would think he had been admiring the Queen for a very long time. But Arsinoe felt as if her entire body had fallen into an ice cave. The person who came was Alejandro. He was her husband from her past life. And he was also the dictator who would later unify the entire continent through bloody means. She had died by his hands 3 times. A monstrous desire to kill surged from the bottom of her heart. She wished she could tear his flesh to pieces right then and there and devour his bones raw. Just a moment before Arsinoe was about to erupt, the great general suddenly appeared, pulled her back to her senses. The guards deployed all together. The 2 sides were at daggers drawn. And as for her revenge, the curtain raised from this very moment. She was the 5th princess of Parnassus. The other 8 princes of the royal family, and the 4 princesses, were all born to the official wives, legitimate consorts. She was the only exception, whose biological mother was a foreign slave presented as tribute to the king. She and her mother, who was given the title of side consort, concubine, lived in the side palace all year round, until a plague wiped out the vast majority of the royal bloodline. And right at this moment, the empire sent a proposal for a political marriage. As a small nation, Parnassus was in no position to refuse. Lucy was sent to the empire under the title of a princess, becoming the 3rd consort of Crown Prince Alejandro. Little did anyone know, Alejandro was an out-and-out warmonger, war maniac, a damp and dark dungeon. The iron door was slowly pushed open. "I'm here, Arsinoe." Lucy glared at him fiercely. "Stop putting on a hypocritical show, Wham. Drop the act. Don't be so resistant. I'm here to tell you some good news." She had already guessed it. "It's that my homeland has been conquered by you, right?" Previously, Alejandro threatened her with her mother's life, forcing her to hand over the secret passage of the imperial palace. The man said proud smugly, "Although I was held back / impeded by the great general, fortunately the plan went smoothly. Your homeland has already been incorporated into the empire's territory." Lucy suppressed her trembling, asking the final question. "How is my mother?" "Your mother? She passed away from illness long ago, leaving behind nothing but a corpse." "She has long since died of illness." Alejandro turned his head slightly, wanting to see her expression clearly. "You're not crying, are you?" Could she be crying? And here I thought you were someone with no feelings / emotions at all. On the contrary, her tone regained its calmness. "You are here to kill me, right? I only ask for one last thing. Let me end my own life. Allow me to commit suicide, using that dagger I brought with me from my homeland." How pitiful, truly pathetic. No matter how cold-blooded I am, I wouldn't be so heartless as to deny even this small mercy to my ex-wife. Then, farewell forever. "Goodbye forever then, Arsinoe." She picked up that unremarkable dagger. This was a secret known only to her. Every time she ends her life with this dagger, she returns to the age of 12. But no matter how hard she struggles, in the end, she would always lose her life because of Alejandro. The first time, she tried to stop him. The second time, she chose to escape. The third time, she feigned submission, only seeking to protect her mother and herself. But every single time, Alejandro's blade would ruthlessly fall upon her without mercy. This is the last time. If it still turns out to be the same ending, she would rather sleep forever. Opening her eyes once again, she had returned to the age of 12. She had returned to the age of 12 and her mother was still alive. She looked at her mother, who had always treated her with nothing but gentleness, and made an unexpected request. "Please send me to the military academy." In order to protect her motherland and her mother this time, she is going to walk a completely different path. The empire's crown prince, Alessandro. He shows no interest in women, nor does he have any hobbies or pleasures. It is as if he was born solely for slaughter. In her past life, during her second escape, Alessandro personally drove a wooden stake right through her left hand and left her in the forest to fend for herself, just when she was starved to her absolute limit. A corpse was thrown right in front of her eyes. "This is a gift for you." And that corpse belonged to her mother, who had been dead for a long time. Amidst Arsinoe's desperate, agonizing screams, he spoke words that were even more cruel. "Aren't you hungry? Eat her." The mental devastation combined with the physical torture caused her to completely break down. She glared deathly at the man standing before her, and Alessandro's expression suddenly turned ice cold. "How dare you refuse my kindness? Someone come here, gouge out her eyes. No matter what she did, Alessandro always tortured her in the most brutal ways imaginable. Could there be anything more painful than this? Even in her 4th year of enlisting in the army, the nightmares of the past never let her go. Those memories constantly reminded her, as well as the need to crush this cursed fate. Her homeland, Parnas, is only 1/3 the size of the empire. The nightmares of the past never let her go. But it was the last country to be conquered by Alessandro, only because it possessed a talented individual known as the Invincible General Star, Walter Heiberg. One of her purposes for applying to the military academy was precisely to win this person over. Parnas embraces all races, as well as many other non-human races. Their new instructor, Jean, belongs to the Lycan werewolf clan. Werewolves are born with divine strength. After the high-intensity training ended, the students all collapsed to the ground. A student complained about the harsh training. How could anyone outrun that dog? Someone nearby quickly reminded him, "Keep your voice down." Jean is the direct adjutant of the Grand General. Everyone instantly got excited. He is a myth in the hearts of all Parnas soldiers. However, most humans are unable to accept non-human races. Just that sickly person/medicine jar is also worthy of being the Grand General's deputy. As soon as the words left his mouth, Jean was already standing behind him. For the Lycan clan, medicine jar is a taboo that hurts more than ordinary insults. Every full moon, Lycans lose control and go berserk. In order not to harm others, they can only rely on consuming phantom grass to stay conscious. For the Lycan clan, it must be done for 3 consecutive days without interruption. The weakness and exhaustion caused by the herbal medicine makes it difficult for the Lycan clan to make a living. They are constantly looked down upon by others year after year. Do you think we actually like consuming that kind of herbal medicine? Stop looking at us with those kinds of eyes if you join the military in the future. There are a lot of Lycans there. You absolutely must not act this way. The little orange-haired boy hurriedly apologized care about it, reminded them that there is a special lecture this afternoon. Not long after the news that Walter was coming to give a speech spread throughout the military academy 4 years after entering the academy. He was also the opponent Alessandro feared/was most wary of. In the previous life, Parnas could not conquer him for a long time, making Alessandro even more driven to madness. That damn Grand General. Is there really no way to deal with/get rid of him? Walter was the only person who ever made him taste defeat. He loyally defended Parnas to the death. He could neither be recruited nor be defeated. If Walter hadn't been there in command, Alessandro wouldn't have needed a marriage alliance at all, and he could have easily flattened Parnas. The sound of leather boots stepping echoed through the hall. Daisy finally saw Walter for the very first time. This is her first trump card to break free from her ill fate. He has many titles: the undefeated legendary general, the undefeated legendary general, the hero who saved the nation, and the glory of the entire Parnas. Even within the iron-blooded Heiberg family, Walter was the most special one. He graduated early from the military academy and became the youngest brigade commander. At the age of 22, he suppressed the rebellion of the werewolf subspecies with overwhelming military force. Breaking all precedents, he was promoted to Grand General. Breaking all precedents, he was promoted to Grand General. Whether in combat ability, strategy, or decisiveness, he far surpassed everyone else. He wields the magic sword Dawn, which, apart from its master, is a magical weapon that drives anyone else who touches it insane. His undefeated record made him a myth across the entire continent.